If you're wearing glasses, like myself, take your glasses off, because you're now going to get close and personal with our cups of coffee. And what we're going to do now is we need to understand the wet aroma. So I'm going to take my mic and put my mic off to one side. So just watch. If the cameraman can just focus onto these 3 cups. Okay. So using the bottom of your spoon, using the bottom of the spoon, you need to caress. You need to caress the top of your cup, okay? So that you push gently the coffee grounds to the bottom. You've got to be gentle, because if you create too much turbulence, those granules will come back to the surface, and you'll understand why it's important. So, So,
as you can see, Gennaro is very good at caressing.
Sounds the same.
Italian, really Italian, you can see that.
so, don't embarrass me. So, everybody saw that. Okay, the bottom of the spoon, just correct. I'm going to use a different word. I was going to say stroke the coffee. Okay. Just roll the bottom of that spoon very gently, and as you can see, my cups, if the cameraman focuses on the cups, you can see how the granules have actually deposited away. Very important, okay? So very gently, take your time, and while you're doing that, you need to smell the coffee.
As you stroke it, does the water enter into the spoon? Does the coffee water enter the spoon as you do, or should that
By default.
By default? Okay, that's perfectly fine.
That's
fine.
fine.
That's fine.
Remember, but that's a good point you're making there. You mustn't agitate the coffee too much at this point. And go around the inner edge of the cup as well. Okay? And you can you can start smelling. Actually, when the coffee is wet, you're getting some new and exciting volatile aromas coming through. The Indonesia, again, without a doubt, now those smoky notes are definitely coming through on the Indonesia. Actually, has quite a bold, heavy, smoky smell to it, which is characteristic. Some nice, delicate berry notes from the Kenya, and some more caramelly bread crust, toasted notes on the Colombia. So, coffee, good. Whoever bought the coffee, well done, man. Good coffee. So I'm just going to leave you for 30 seconds just to continue caressing your coffee. And this is what we mean by coffee lovers, by the way, in Costa.
Gennaro, as they caress the coffee, I just wanted to ask, like for example, when people actually, when they are in the beans, way back then, in the beans, locally,
Caress
and
the
like in Turkey,
coffee.
when you get the beans, our local beans, you don't really grind them, but you can just like take something equivalent to a hammer and keep on just bashing the beans, and then that's what you use to brew the coffee. Which makes like Turkish coffee is almost the same way. We just take a hammer and you bash the beans until you crack them open. How does that differ from? Is that any good? The coffee doing that way as well?
That's a fantastic question, because actually, historically and originally, coffee was first crushed. And typically, they used to use large stone.
Okay, I'm smelling
wheels
Colombian
to
coffee.
roll
Yes, this is
over the
Colombian coffee.
because that was, before technology, that was the best way to actually crush the bean into a smaller grind. The difference and the problem with crushing as opposed to grinding is that when you're crushing, you're actually squeezing the oils, the essential oils, out of the coffee. When we're grinding, and in particular in Costa, you can see the masa grinder there. If my colleague, my young lady, kind young lady, just points to the grinder.
The grinder over there. He shows the grinder.
No, she's running away. This is the grinder. That grinder, okay, which I will explain in a minute, is as important as the rest of the equipment. And they're very, very expensive grinders.